A Reddit user was out on a late night drive with a friend when they wandered into an unfamiliar part of town. They decided to stop at a dark public park and pulled into a parking lot near a playground. The area seemed empty, except for a few parked cars scattered around the lot. Curious about their surroundings, the driver switched on the car's high beams. That's when the friend noticed something creepy. Near the playground, a dark figure appeared to be standing there. Not wanting to get closer, the friend quickly snapped a photo. They didn't stay to investigate and quickly left the park. Since that night, they've avoided the park entirely, unsure of who or what they may have encountered there. A parent recorded their daughter playing in a park in South Africa. During the footage, a strange moment was caught. In the next instant, the back of her dress seemed to be pulled with force. She stopped and turned around immediately, but there was no one behind her. Maybe it was just the wind, but it definitely didn't look like it. A Reddit user shared a post about a strange find at Bronx Park East in New York City. The user reported discovering an odd mix of items, along with pink school bags left in the park. Out of curiosity, the user asked a nearby man about the bags. The man appeared uneasy and warned against touching them, claiming they were connected to something supernatural and dark. The user didn't believe the claim and later asked the online community if anyone knew what might have happened there, especially locals familiar with the area. But no one had answers. They simply suggested leaving that man alone. It felt sketchy. This security-style footage was shared online and claimed to have been captured inside Disneyland after the park had closed. According to the story, a security guard noticed something disturbing on the cameras. A white, translucent figure appeared to be wandering through the park. The figure looked human but partially transparent and moved quickly across the grounds. At one point, it even seemed to pass straight through a fence. Naturally, many viewers believed the footage showed paranormal activity inside the park. Others questioned the shaky footage and low image quality. But after digging deeper, the truth came out. Christopher Cantwell, co-creator of AMC's Halt and Catch Fire, later revealed on his personal Twitter account that he helped create the eerie video series. According to Cantwell, the footage was part of a viral marketing campaign for Disney. He explained that the scenes were made using a stunt performer combined with visual effects overlays carefully edited to look like ghostly apparitions haunting the park. Late one night, a woman was jolted awake by someone screaming outside her apartment. When she looked out the window, she saw a man standing completely still, facing her building. Moments later, something inside her apartment made a noise. It came from her closet. When she opened the door, an object suddenly fell out. Panicked, she didn't stay to investigate. She grabbed what she could and ran out of the apartment. But once inside, she looked back up toward her window. And that's when she saw it. A figure moving inside her apartment. Who was inside, and how did they get there? And one question still lingers. Why would anyone leave their apartment at all after seeing that man standing there? Reddit user Conflicted Gemini and his wife were hiking at Castle Rock State Park in California during spring last year. The weather was hazy and the trail ahead looked clear, a perfect moment for a picture. Later, while reviewing the photos at home, they noticed something unsettling. A ghostly figure appeared at the far end of the path. The shape looked human and stood out clearly against the background. They got goosebumps and quickly closed their computer, too scared to look at the other pictures. Commenters agreed it was a compelling capture of a ghost, some saying it resembled a soldier wearing a helmet, both a sad and unsettling sight. A man named Perry was on a break during his night shift when he recorded this clip in Las Vegas around 2 a.m. He was in an industrial area surrounded by warehouses that were usually empty. he heard loud screaming sounds coming from nearby. The noise felt out of place since no one was expected to be in the area at that hour. Perry recorded the sound and uploaded the clip online. Some people believed the screams could have been human, possibly someone in danger or even trafficked individuals calling for help. Others said the sounds were likely coyotes, which are common in and around Las Vegas. Would you report this? A Reddit user went to a park one morning and came across a disturbing sight. When he got closer, he realized it was a statue, fully covered in plastic bags with no explanation, making it look extremely creepy. He posted it to Reddit, where many people agreed it was unsettling. Why would they wrap it up like that? Roy Cleveland Sullivan was a national park ranger in Virginia and holds one of the most unbelievable records in human history. Between 1942 and 1977, Sullivan was struck by lightning 7 separate times. Each incident occurred while he was working outdoors, often patrolling forests, responding to storms, or carrying out his ranger duties. The strikes weren't minor. One bolt burned his shoulder, another strike knocked him unconscious, others left him with lasting scars and long-term injuries. Because of this, Roy Cleveland Sullivan earned a place in the Guinness World Records as the person who survived the most lightning strikes in history. Despite surviving nature's most powerful force multiple times, Sullivan lived a relatively quiet life afterwards. He passed away in 1983 at the age of 71. Late one night, a man was jolted awake when his dog suddenly started barking intensely. Within seconds, dogs from across the area began howling at the same time. Nervous but curious, he opened the door to check, but there was no one there. Then, suddenly, he heard it. A loud wail that sounded like a woman crying. Moments later, there was a knock at the door. Shaken, the man went back inside, locked his home, and stayed there until morning. On February 24th, 2024, Rich and Ash from the channel Brothers Wild camped near the ruins of Bersham Ironworks. They entered the forest during daylight and set up camp beside a river. After dark, they heard unexplained noises coming from deeper in the woods.
Let me just get my other torch on, Rich. What was that? Oh my God! Did you hear that? You heard that, right? Did you hear that?
Yeah,
that was loud. I'm trying not to freak out now.
What's that?
That sounds like screaming and
moaning, yeah.
And I hear a humming. I hear a humming. It sounds like about 20, 30 people.
You're miles away from them. What's... It's a long walk to get here, isn't it? A long quiet lane.
What is that? Wow, what is that? I'll turn my lights off for a minute.
Be very quiet.
sounds like something bloody satanic. Shh, just be quiet, Rich. Be quiet a minute, mate.
They moved away from the camp to investigate and found this.
There's people below this bridge. What the hell is this? Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, yeah? Don't get seen. Don't get seen, don't get seen. Some sort of ritual things going on right now. They got people in the waterfall naked. They're all fucking naked. Oh my god. Right, let's go. Let's get out of here, mate. Oh my god. That is not normal, guys. We're getting out of here. They're all naked, swimming in the waterfall, chanting. That is weird. That's witchcraft stuff. Let's get out of here.
A group of people near a waterfall, unclothed, gathered together, performing what appeared to be a ritual. Rich and Ash left the area and returned to camp. By morning, the campsite and surrounding forest showed no visible signs of disturbance. A security camera overlooking a skate park captured a terrifying moment in broad daylight. The footage shows a man standing alone with his arms extended. Suddenly, strong winds begin to swirl around him, forming what looks like a small tornado or intense wind vortex. The man struggles, but manages to stay on his feet. Fortunately, no injuries were reported, confirming that the man was most likely unharmed. In July 2017, workers near the San Fleuron Glacier in the Swiss Alps noticed something disturbing emerging from the ice. A human foot still inside a boot. Authorities were alerted, and closer inspection revealed not one, but two bodies, along with well-preserved clothing and personal belongings. The remains were later identified as Marcelin and Francine Dumoulin, a married couple who had vanished 75 years earlier. The Dumoulins disappeared on August 15, 1942, after leaving their home in Chandelin, Switzerland, to tend cattle high in the mountains. They never returned. For decades, their fate remained a mystery. No wreckage, no remains, no answers. Their children were eventually placed in foster care, growing up without ever knowing what happened to their parents. In 2017, years of glacial melting finally revealed the truth. A helicopter recovery team carefully removed the remains. DNA testing later confirmed their identities on July 19, 2017. Swiss authorities noted that the Alps are one of the world's most dangerous mountain regions. Since 1925, at least 280 people have gone missing in the Swiss Alps alone, many believed to be buried under snow and ice, waiting to reappear as glaciers retreat. For the Dumoulin family, the discovery finally brought closure. After 75 years of uncertainty, Marcelin and Francine were no longer missing. Now, if you're enjoying my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps me creating new stories every week, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. A group of friends were spending the night in a remote forest. At some point, one of them suddenly slipped, nearly disappearing into the ground beneath him. It was pitch dark, and none of them could see what he had almost fallen into. They quickly grabbed a flashlight and aimed it toward the spot. The light revealed something terrifying. A deep, narrow hole dropping straight down into the earth. Even with the flashlight pointed inside, they couldn't see the bottom. Had he reacted even a split second later, the fall could have ended very differently, with serious injury or something far worse. A woman was sitting in her parked car in a public lot when she looked beside her and saw something unsettling. A pale face in the front passenger seat stared directly at her. The face appeared motionless, with dark, hollow eyes. She recorded a short video and left soon after, feeling very uncomfortable. Some believed it showed something unnatural, while others said it was likely a mask or a person sitting very still. Whatever it really was, it was terrifying. A woman entered a remote park area with her camera, hoping to photograph wildlife. She had traveled roughly 16 kilometers from the main road when she noticed something strange. Several trees had their bark cut away in a deliberate pattern. The markings formed a visible trail. Curious, she decided to follow it. The trail led to an unsettling discovery: collapsed tent, partially buried under the snow. Nearby, a foam sleeping mat and 2 tarps lay abandoned. All of the gear appeared relatively new, not weathered or old. Close to the campsite, steps had been carved into the ground, leading down toward a nearby river. No people were anywhere in sight. The scene felt wrong. The woman later said she couldn't stop wondering whether someone had been injured, gone missing, or worse. Uncomfortable with what she had found, she left the area and reported it. To this day, no further updates have ever been shared. Reddit user WoodsGareth84 shared an image taken by their friend's child in the park. It showed a dark street at night, but something seemed to be standing in the shadows. The post received mixed reactions. Some users said the image quality was too low to make out anything, but most agreed it looked like someone was there. I wonder if the child noticed it at the time, or only later while checking the photos. A hiker was walking through a wooded area on the outskirts of Tennessee. The region had very few residents and little foot traffic. During the hike, the hiker noticed a tree with an unusual carved symbol. It didn't look like a normal trail mark or a name. The hiker posted the image online to ask for explanations. Some people said it was likely just a simple tag left by someone, while others suggested it could have a darker meaning. The hiker described feeling uneasy during this hike for no apparent reason, something he had never experienced before. Does anyone know what this symbol means? This clip was shared by Aaron and quickly went viral. Take a look. The footage shows an object in the sky, a UFO. No verified source or official explanation is attached to the video. There is also no confirmed date, location, or supporting evidence. As of now, the video remains unverified. Without additional information or expert confirmation, the clip cannot be classified as genuine or false. It's a mystery. A woman went to a park at night with her child and took this photo. Later, when she checked the image again, something stood out in the background. Behind the child on the right side was a small, pale figure. It appeared human-like and crouched. She said no one else was near them at the time. Is it just a bird or bug caught flying by, or something more mysterious? This video was shot in Germany after some locals saw a red orb hovering in the night sky. It remained still for a while, then suddenly disappeared. Many viewers quickly labeled it a UFO, but there's another possibility. The light could have been a flare fired into the air. Flares are often used as distress signals. If that was the case, someone may have needed help. Instead of responding, however, people focused on recording the sight. The incident shows how easily strange sights can be misunderstood in the age of constant filming. A man returned to his apartment complex late one night and parked his car. As he stepped out, he noticed a figure sitting on the stairs. He did not believe in anything unusual and thought it was just someone resting there. He was holding his camera and walked closer. When he looked again, the figure was still seated. It did not move at all. The sight shook him. He turned around and went back to his car without getting closer. A video posted by the channel State Treasures shows a strange find during a drone flight near a remote mountain cliff. While reviewing the footage later, the creator noticed a metal box embedded deep in the rock face. Its position made human access almost impossible. The cliff was steep and extremely high. The box looked man-made and metallic. There were no signs of debris, nesting material, or human activity nearby. Its purpose and origin remain unknown. A group of friends were talking near a cockatoo at a holiday park. The bird clearly said hello, and one person of the group replied. But then, right after, a faint whispered sound was heard.
Hello.
The sudden noise startled everyone, so they posted it online. Some viewers believed it was a ghostly voice, while others said it sounded like the bird.
Hello.
The park bird was known to mimic speech. Still, they couldn't help but feel it sounded a little strange for a bird. And for more encounters like this, watch this next video.